Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video I will be unboxing and showing you guys the new for 2023 Spirit Halloween Emmeline. So I picked this one up at one of my local stores. I am ecstatic to be able to have her. I have a spot for her already. It's all in my head and I can't wait to use her, but we gotta unbox her first. So this thing is awesome. Now she retails for $279.99 at Spirit Halloween. Again, she's new for 2023, and this thing is so cool in its design because it lurches at you. It doesn't jump up or drop down, it comes out at you. So that's going to be awesome for like haunted houses. But enough yapping from me, let's open this thing up and see what's inside. Alright, so let's tear into this thing. Now this box is pretty big. I have the camera mounted as high as it can possibly go, so this thing is not going to be the easiest to store away, but I think the awesomeness outweighs the hassle of that. I've got a lot of big boxes this year. Darling Dolly's pretty massive. Desmodus is fairly huge, and so is this thing. So here it is. Again, this is a techie design animatronic. So you've got your, it looks like you got instruction manuals, adapter, wiring clips, and clothing. Is that clothing or are those sandbags? I think those might be white sandbags. So this thing has an inner box, so I'll put this down on its side and then pull it all out to show you all. Alright people, ready for the unveiling? Here we go. Emmeline. Is it Emmeline or Emmeline? But here she is. This thing's awesome. She's pretty heavy. It was pretty heavy carrying her away from the store, so that's also something to take note of, I guess. Don't stack it on top of anything. So here's everything that is inside here, so you can easily see how everything goes away at the end of the year. So first thing we've got is this bag of clothing. Got a white bag of clothing. This bag is not a toy. Remember that. Here we have Emmeline, the white ghost. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. The white ghost. Oh, my receipt's in here. Put that in there. Always keep the receipts as well. I still got my little Skelly Bones receipt from 2016. That thing's still in its box. But I think every animatronic I have that I bought new, I have the receipts for. So here's the white ghost thing, because Emmeline or Emmeline is too hard to figure out between the two. Here she is. This thing is awesome, and it's got not plastic hands. I'm not going to tell you what kind of material they are because I simply do not know. Her sensor is in her mouth, and honestly, she looks a little smaller to me. I thought the head would be a little larger, but I'm sure she's still massive. It says that she's 7'1". And then we have more wire ties, which is always fun to untie, I guess. Ha ha ha. There's stuff in here. You probably got poles and stuff in there. So I'm not really going to go in depth in that because it's just poles. So here we actually have zip ties, which is kind of nice. There's 1 and 2 right here. And when this should pull out, this is a mech. Got a mechanism right in here and some more poles. There's a lot of poles in this device here. So I got all the wire ties out, or they should be all free. One half of the base. It's got another loose piece of metal here for structural integrity, I'm assuming. And then we've got something else that's wire tied. And then here is the other side of the base, and there's a bunch of stuff going on here, so let's get into it. Here we go. So it looked like even Techie didn't want to make the instructions for this thing because all the pictures are super zoomed out and you can't really see what's going on in there. So we're going to take the base, like all these other large lurching props, and snap lock the two bases together. This one actually went nicely. My Darling Dolly did not like to go connect those two pieces together, which was weird. Alright, so I took everything out of its packaging and I had to fight with the bubble wrap for 20 minutes. I'm trying to speed run through this so I can go watch the football game. One thing I noticed that was kind of weird is that in the bag that was in the box, all of my poles are like rusty, or like have some rust on them a little bit, not too much. But it's like, did it get wet at one point? Like, what the heck is going on there? I mean, it's not that big of a deal because it's just surface rust, but it's still just kind of weird. But any old prop will get rust eventually. Yeah, there's like metal chips over all of here, which is like so weird. Oh well. So now we are going to take the push out piston thing, the thing that makes it work. This bubble wrap off of me. We're gonna take this and I'm gonna try to figure out how this goes together. I think if you match the letters correctly, it should go together nicely. So I got C to C right here, and then something to here, I don't know what. Maybe I should read the instructions first. So this is label E, that's label D, so I need to find another label D somewhere. That's O, D. So this is label D. So we are going to connect these two guys together here. Snap lock that. Now what? Now what, almighty instructions? Now we need to attach the mech. Here we go. So you need to push this, and then like old techie, got the push pin clip spring thing. That's all nice and sturdy. That shouldn't go anywhere, hopefully. Hopefully. Can you even see this? There we go. I only got 20% battery left, so let's make this quick. And that's probably not going to happen. I'm probably going to run out of battery. We're going to match O to O. Oh, no. O to O right here. It's basically like, do you know your letters of the alphabet, I think. I think they're trying to test us, make sure we all pass kindergarten. So then we got this guy right here that connects there, and we need to get a pin. Take our trusty old cotter pin, and then pop that in there so that don't go nowhere. I'm going to do it over back here too, so this doesn't get all messed up. Oh no, that's laying on a wire. That's not good. It's okay. So now we're going to take this guy. Some of these fits on the techie props are very tight. Like right in here, I could not for the life of me get this piece to connect to here, and then it was a pain, so I had to like pop it up and then get it to slide on and then push it back down, and even now it's like still barely fitting. So if you got like some trouble trying to get things connected to each other, I mean, just be patient with it. And I think most of the time, probably like 99% of the time, it should go together, but then sometimes it doesn't. But for me, I got lucky that time. It went together eventually. So I got to clip that in and we should be good. Now we will take F to F, snap lock this into place. Maybe. Now we need to take this giant contraption and snap lock all these poles together. So we've got G to G, so you have to pull this guy up and then snap lock this into place first, which of course is going to be difficult. There we go. It seems like all the poles on this thing are like really hard to get together. It's really odd to me what's going on here, but it's just how they are, I guess. There's another one. I guess it's good. It's nice and tight. It's not loose. Now I think we're just going to finish connecting all the poles that need to be connected together. So we got J to J right here, and these are actually a little smaller of a pole, so that's interesting. And then we've got I to I right here. Snap lock that into place. So this is probably where the body goes on. So now we are going to put the skirt piece on. Now she has two pieces of clothing, which is interesting. Now I'm assuming the bottom is the one with the edges are like cut like a triangular piece, like tattered like this. So I'm going to put it on like that. Just make sure everything goes on nicely. We have to pull up this pole for it to be able to go through. And then just make sure everything goes on nicely like this. And then just kind of bring it back like this. I'm assuming. I think that should be good. So I just put the main body on and the thing is already teetering forward. So I'm going to put some weights on it and I will get back to you with the setup. Okay, so I have the body on the mech and I ran the wiring from the bottom base here all the way up, and there's 5, I think, of these clips here that keep the wire in line so it doesn't get tangled and shredded and stuff. So we've got 3 of those, or 5 of those, I'm sorry. And then also I wanted to take note of the arms. You pop the arms into these sockets right here, one on that side, and then there's another one on that side. And then also take the pole and then mount it here. This is what makes the arms go up and down, this little mech area right here. And you need to put the washer on over the cotter pin like this. So I've got the clothing on her now. So we've got some Velcro down here. There's 2 pieces down there at the bottom. I was looking for the top. They're at the bottom. And then you've got 2 hooks here for these 2 little tether pieces. One goes there, and then there's another one right there. So that is the clothing on her done. So all I've got to do now is put the spring on the hook, and it's color coded, so that should be pretty self-explanatory. And then plug her in and weigh her down, and we should be ready to go for Emmeline. So I finished setting her up, and I find that I've got 1 cotter pin left. And I don't know if they just give you an extra or did I miss a step, but I went back through the instructions and I could not find somewhere that the cotter pin would go. There's one back here to connect like the hand mech to the pole. Then there's the 2 down on the triangular pieces, and then there's the ones at the bases of those. So those 2 came already attached. 1 came attached for the pop-up out mech. So I only had to place 1, 2, and then 3, and then they give you a 4th one. I don't know why there's a 4th one, and it shows 4 in the instructions. So I'm hoping it's just an extra, but I looked everywhere and I can't seem to figure out where it would go. Okay, so I've yet to find where that 4th cotter pin goes. So I hope that it's not something important. So let's plug it in. Hopefully it doesn't retract so far that it like breaks itself. I've got these 7.5 weights on it in 4 different places. So hopefully that's enough. Here we go. Oh, it's retracting. See how high it gets? So it starts off low, I think, and then it goes up and then comes back down. Is it gonna hit the ceiling? I don't think it should. No, it shouldn't. How is it going over here? Oh, yep, needs to come out. All right, here we go. Let's go plug or turn on the switch. Should be ready to go. Alright, go to, I had just those little weights on there, and anytime the thing flew, it literally flew forward, and it just wasn't good. So the problem with it is that it keeps sliding forward. So even with the bag weights, so I actually went outside to go and put the bag weights on her, and the problem is that it still lurches forward. So you'd have to put like a piece of wood to block it from doing that. So here it goes retracting. And the retraction time isn't too long, I think. I don't think it's that long. I don't think it's that bad. But you can see how big it is. It's at least like 10 feet in length here. So it just like dwarfs the whole room here. I'm having trouble getting it all in frame. And even when it retracts, it's still pretty big. But of course you want to leave it in the rest position because of that piston. You don't want to have that get wrecked. So you can probably just disconnect it, and I might try to do that. But here it is. And it basically sits up vertical, so you don't really have to worry about wall getting it caught up on stuff. So here we go. Round 2. And the hands are like vinyl or plastic. I don't think it's latex. Just in case you get hit. It's not plastic and you don't like go to the hospital. And this thing, at the height, it's about 7 feet. Yeah, it's massive. It takes up the whole room. Got to figure out what I'm going to do with it. It's just, I might even leave it outside as long as it's not pouring rain outside for Halloween night. I don't know. It's just so massive. So let's go to a nighttime demo. So there she is, the new for 2023 Spirit Halloween Emmeline animatronic. This thing is awesome and very scary. I was scared of setting it off because I was scared of it falling over, not because I was like scared of it. You know what I mean. So this thing is crazy. I love how large it is. I know I said it was a little smaller than I thought in the beginning, but this is a lot bigger than I was expecting overall. And it basically comes out to like where this light is. So that's like 10 feet. This thing's going to be super hard to store before Halloween. It's just going to be insane. But I love, it seems like it's pretty structurally sound. Every time it jumps, it does jump forward, which is a little, I mean, I guess that's how it is. Like, you can't really do anything about that. Even though it's got like 4 sandbags on it, I added another sandbag because I was like, there's no way these 3 things are going to hold this thing from flying out off of it and like over itself. So it still lurches forward, but we'll figure something out, and I cannot wait to use it for Halloween. I think with a strobe light, it's going to be awesome. So the whole plan is I want to have it so you're walking down the hallway, and I'm going to have the Hauntress pop out from the side and be like, scary, whatever. And that's going to be like a decoy, and then this thing is going to somehow come on, and I don't know if I'm going to have like black tarps hiding it, and it's going to pop out from out behind the tarp. That's what I want. So people are like, the Hauntress, oh, that's it. And then all of a sudden, Emmeline comes out of nowhere and scares everyone. So that's the goal. So hopefully we can get that done. But this thing is just amazing. Super happy to own it. And if you have the opportunity to get one, I would say this is probably one of the best spirit props of the year. And it seems like Techie is knocking it out of the park with all the props. All Spirit Halloween props I bought from Spirit this year so far. And so far as loosely, I think this is all I'm getting. I got Emmeline, Desmodus, Darling Dolly, and the Cauldroness. Those are all Techie props. So that's saying something for that company. But that about wraps up this video. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.